Hi guys, welcome back. So in the previous video, what we did was we installed MongoDB, but right now all we can do is use the command line interface in order to interface with MongoDB, which is not the most user-friendly way. There is another tool called NoSql Booster, which is a database administration tool for MongoDB. So it is a user interface that allows us to create tables or create databases for MongoDB. So let us open up our web browser. And once our web browser is open, we can click on a new tab and then we search for NoSql Booster download. Okay, and then we click on this link here, download NoSql Booster. Okay, and now we select the Windows version. Okay, so I'll cancel mine because I already have mine installed. Okay, so it's pretty simple to install NoSql Booster. It's not complicated, so you can install that. And once you have NoSql Booster installed, let us open it up. So we click on the start menu and then we'll search for NoSql Booster for MongoDB. So I prefer to run as the administrator. Okay, so once that's open, you'll be presented with a dialog. If not, you click on connect. So basically what we need to do now is we need to establish a local connection to our MongoDB server. Okay, and then we click on create. Okay, so right now we can see that this is a basic connection. That's fine. The server is localhost. That is the default port to MongoDB. And then the name can be localhost. You can name it to anything you want. Okay, and now we test the connection first. Okay, so we got an okay status. So that means we can connect to our MongoDB service that's running on our machine. And then we can close the dialog and now we click on save and connect. Okay, so now we have a local connection to our MongoDB database, right? So firstly, what we can do to test this out is to create a new database. So we can right click on localhost and then we select create database. And the database that we will use will be called Quake. And then we click on OK. Okay, that's good. So that means that we are able to create a database. So how MongoDB works is that first of all, it does not make use of relational tables. So this is a NoSQL database. So what that means is that it uses documents instead of tables, and those documents are made out of the structure for each document is a BSON file. So BSON is a type of JSON format that is optimized for MongoDB. So your data will be stored in a JSON-like format, right? And it will not be stored in a relational table format, right? So the way that you interact with a BSON document is by using JavaScript, right? So you don't necessarily use SQL to interact with a BSON document, right? So a database, instead of containing tables, in MongoDB, a database contains collection. So each table is a collection, right, of documents. And each document is basically a table that is represented as a BSON document, meaning a form of JSON, right? So we can right click and then create collection. So instead of creating a table, we create a collection. And then the name of the collection, let's just say dummy. Okay. So now you can see that our collection was created. So that's basically our table. And now let's right click and view. So this is kind of like a select all statement from a SQL table. Okay, so this is the way in which we query a document. So it's db.dummy, which is like the table or collection, dot find, right? And in the find, you can specify what you want to find. So you just added in quotation marks, right? And then you add the field name, maybe field, and then double colon value. So that's how you filter. And if you want to select star or select everything, you just leave it open. Okay, and then you'll see that it will sort the records by ID, and then it will limit them to 100 at a time. Okay, so basically that's how it works. We can delete the database because we will not be creating tables and databases directly. We will do that all from within our data pipeline. Okay, so if we create a table in our data pipeline, right, and we specify a database that does not exist, instead of crashing, MongoDB will create the database and the collection for us, right, and then store the data. That's how it works. So even if we drop it now, it will be recreated when we run our data pipeline. Okay, so now that we have NoSql Booster installed, and now that we have MongoDB server running in the background, we can now start to move over to developing our data pipeline. So thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you guys in the next video.